Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mondays with Mindy. Hi, Mindy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Christian?
I'm good, thanks.
Today we are having a conversation. I'm such a fan with comedian, writer, and actress Fortune Feimster. Born and
Exciting.
raised in North Carolina, Fortune graduated summa cum laude from Peace College with a major in communications. Of course, she did.
Of
After
course.
living in Spain for a year, she moved to Los Angeles and became a personal assistant to actress Emily Proctor, who was an alumni at her college, who she met.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Amazing. Another North Carolinian, and pursued comedy. She became an entertainment journalist for the next 7 years, and in 2005 joined the Groundlings Theater studying improv and sketch comedy. After 4 years, she was selected to join the Groundlings Sunday Company. In 2010, she made her television debut on NBC's Last Comic Standing and went on to become a successful stand-up, also guest starring on a variety of television shows. And in 2015, joined the cast of The Mindy Project and has guest starred since then as well. Her feature film work includes roles in Office Christmas Party, The Happy Time Murders, Friendsgiving, Soul, and most recently in Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar with Christian Wiig and Yes Day with Jennifer Gardner. Fortune lives with her wife, Jacqueline, in Los Angeles, and they have a house in Belmont, North Carolina.
Wow. Oh, I like it's come full circle. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are very excited to welcome the hilarious Fortune Feimster. Feimster.
Woohoo! I'm so excited.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so
Welcome.
excited.
I'm fangirling completely, FYI.
Same. We're twinsies, for real.
Oh, please. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for coming on this episode. We start each episode. Christian and I kind of came up with 20 questions. I pull 5.
Yeah.
We just start talking. Really,
I love it.
Okay.
I like that
kinda-
your jar says secrets.
Yes, little
There's a
Jonathan
lot
Adler.
kept in there.
That's where you
The other one-
you should put secrets in a jar, a cookie jar.
A cookie jar. Fortune, if you could have dinner with any 3 people, who would they be?
Wow.
Starting heavy.
Won't hold you to it, just in the
Okay.
moment. Yeah, I mean-
can they be dead?
Yes, my favorite
alive.
ghost dinner.
Ghost dinners. Well, for sure, my grandmother, she's dead, but I would really love to be able to have dinner with her as an adult because she died when I was 18. So that would be
Oh.
cool. To be like, Grandma, what's up? Tell me
Yes.
everything.
Look at me
you know?
now. Yeah.
Because when you're 18, you're just like, being a dumb teenager and not really paying attention. So that one for sure. I'd love Oprah to be there. My Nana and Oprah can be there together. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Now I would want to perhaps be the wait staff on that for that dinner,
Right.
so that I could listen to your grandma and Oprah have a
Cleaning the
gab.
cutlery.
Oh man, that would be pretty incredible. And then the last person would be I'm very old fashioned, which I think is probably also a result of my grandmother's influence. Carol Burnett would be at that dinner as well. She had a
Yes.
huge influence on my comedy and on me, and I would love to be able to have dinner with her.
Yes.
that's a
Oh
good
my
one.
gosh. Nice.
That's a good table.
All
That's a
ladies.
good table. I don't even care what you're having. I'm still coming.
Right.
Usually I kind of care what's being served, but you know.
Same. I'm like, what's on the menu?
Exactly.
I will.
Then you'll
I
get
do
my
ask.
RS.
I do ask people like when I get invited to parties. I'm like, what's the snack situation?
Nice. Then my RSVP will
Nice.
follow when I know what
Yes.
I'm going to be consuming. Among your friends, what are you best known for?
Man, these are deep.
Yeah, we
Um,
we go
yeah,
right into the
You
deep
go
dark
right
water.
into it,
absolutely.
Mindy.
Yes.
I would say I think my friends know I'm pretty loyal. I've had friends for a long time, and if they need me, I'm there. I'm busy, they're busy, so we don't like necessarily see each other as much as we want. But I think they know that if anything was wrong and they called me or texted that they needed me, that I would show up.
How did you learn how to be a good friend? Like, do you remember you
Yeah.
saying to yourself at some point as a kid or a teenager, like, I am a good friend?
Well, part of it for me was that I was gay and didn't know it. So I was like an intense friend. back then because
What does that mean?
I had like a secret crush on my friend. I
Oh,
was
and
like,
everybody. Oh,
she's my best friend.
And I love her. No, I mean I love her.
Can we cuddle? So I was like too good of a friend. They're like, okay, you need to tone it down some. So I think I was too intense of a friend back then because I just didn't know what I was feeling, you know?
Yes.
Right.
But as far as like true friendships, like where it's very platonic, I think I learned from watching my mom, weirdly enough, because she, after my parents' divorce, she would put a lot of weight into relationships, and then I would see her get heartbroken, and she had kind of not spent time on her friendships and sort of cultivating those friendships, and so when she had been brokenhearted, she didn't have anyone to turn to, and then she would try to like kind of get those friendships going again. And so I think in the back of my head, I was like, you gotta keep them both going. You know, you need your partner, you need your friends.
Yeah,
And I still to this day have friends like that I know if there is someone in their life, a significant other, we are not going to see each other that much.
Right.
And I just know that to be so, you know.
And I'm guilty of it too, but that's, you know, as I've gotten older, I do see it is hard sometimes because you do spend, especially in the last year and a half, you've only been with whoever you live with.
Yeah.
Right.
And so sometimes it is easy to get into that, you know, habit of just kind of like hunkering down at home. So I try to be conscious of like checking in on friends, and even if we're not seeing each other, just being like, how are you?
Yes.
Being mindful.
Well, I will be giving you my number so you can check in on me.
Please. Yeah.
That was my, did you like how passive aggressive or downright aggressive that was?
I
like,
loved
won't
it.
you be my friend?
Be my friend, check on me.
Yes, be my friend and call me. What assumption do people make about you that is wrong? They've got it wrong.
A lot of people assume I think they assume I'm a party like a wild party person. And they also think I'm a big stoner.
They do.
Well, I have squinty eyes and I talk slow and I'm like kind of a mosier, you know? And so I cannot tell you the amount of comments I get from people because of my accent, and I don't enunciate always because of that, and because of my eyes. People are like, how high were you when you did that? I'm like, I don't smoke hardly any weed at all. And I'm a big rule follower. So because I was on Chelsea and I, am a comedian and I'm very silly, people just assume I'm just like wild, and I'm just kind of like a homebody that likes to like watch Netflix and eat takeout. I'm not very exciting.
I honestly sounds good to me. I mean, that's
exciting.
about my level of excitement as well. Exactly.
If I could just like lounge on a couch and like chat with friends, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect night. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Look, I'm just down for a dinner party.
Yes.
Sit,
I
eat, and
love
gab.
it.
Oh my
I
God,
love
I'm
that.
in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now this might be challenging for you. I'd like to see the answer. So who is the most fascinating person you've met? Because I think there's been a few.
I mean, well, aside from in this moment with you,
Oh my God,
Mindy,
please. Please.
She's talking about me, but
that's
it's
right.
Oh,
Christian
sorry.
as well.
Sorry,
Christian as
Christian.
well.
Right. Excuse me. How egomaniacal of me.
That's a hard question because before I was a comedian, while I was pursuing comedy, I was also an entertainment journalist for 7 years. So I did red carpets, I did Oscars, Grammys.
Who was the first person? Who was the first person star that you interviewed?
Betty White.
Oh,
Yeah, on the phone. It was on the phone.
magic.
Wow. And I was such a fan of hers because, again, I watched Golden Girls all the time with my grandmother. And she was doing something for TV Land or something. I can't remember. And they were like, do you want to interview Betty White on the phone? I thought I was about to cry. I was like, yes. And she was so lovely. And then at the end of the conversation, she said, now stay my friend. And I was like, I will. She just was the greatest.
She's darling.
Darling. And I think one of the coolest experiences, I covered the re-premiere of Mary Poppins, and I got to interview Julie Andrews.
No, you did not.
I actually interviewed her twice for that and for Shrek, one of the Shrek movies. But at the re-premiere, I interviewed her, and she was so fascinating, so cool. And then I got to watch Dick Van Dyke watch himself in Mary Poppins in the theater, and he was singing along to all the songs. It was magical.
And another two of the most darling individuals in this town, period, full stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
What a Hollywood moment. That's
I
like,
know. It was cool. I got to do all kinds of things as a journalist, but it was really, I wasn't able to break into the comedy world yet. I was kind of, learning.
Yes.
And so it was cool to be like Hollywood adjacent for so long to just sort of, learn and interview people.
Did doing that make you any less starstruck?
I only really get starstruck with I don't know what the right, like the people I keep bringing up, Julie Andrews, Betty White, Dick Van Dyke,
Legends.
the legends.
Legends,
That's who I get starstruck by. I'm more like when I see like actors I like, I'm like, oh, you're so funny, or I really enjoy your work.
Yeah.
It's more of just like an appreciation. But I really love the legendary people that I know were lucky that they're still here, that I can even meet them.
Yes.
Because I grew up watching them in some capacity.
yeah.
Last question, not forever, but just for now.
Okay.
What do you splurge on? Where are those bucks going?
A lot of coffee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which I'm maybe not a huge splurge, but I do love to buy coffee from coffee shops. So I've been trying to drink more of at home, because it is expensive if you add up like how much you spend in coffee, but I just love it. I love iced espresso. So that's probably my weekly splurge. And then as you can see, I'm like in flannel and t-shirts and jeans all the time, so clothes is not a thing.
Do you travel for pleasure?
I do. We do splurge on that. Now that I'm with my wife,
Yes.
She loves to travel, and I always love to travel. I lived in Spain for a year after college, and I studied in Mexico for 2 summers. So I always had that, but I never was with anybody that like a significant enough relationship to be like, let's take a trip together.
Yes.
Right.
So
Well,
now
sometimes I've noticed that some comedians, because they travel so much that they really, really just want to stay home when they're not working, and don't really connect like traveling with pleasure.
Which
So I'm glad you do.
I have that too, but what we try to do is, and sometimes we'll go just for pleasure, but if I had shows in Australia, and I was like, oh, well, since we're in Australia, why don't we take a flight to New Zealand? And then we're there for 4 days. So we try to tack on like pleasure to some of those trips.
So does Jacqueline travel with you all the time, or just when you're going places like so far away and so glamorous?
She travels with me a lot, but
good.
Occasionally, some cities she skips out on.
We won't mention them.
Yes,
We won't
should
mention
remain
them.
nameless.
We are saving your face, Jacqueline. Thanks for playing.
But she goes to a lot of cities now, because she's kind of stepped into like a tour manager kind of role. And so she helps me a lot with shows and just career stuff. And but occasionally I'll be like, you can sit this city out. And she's like, yeah.
Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. Yes. So obviously I did a little deep dive, as I do with all my guests, so that I can do a proper intro. You'll be pleased, I know. But I just kind of want to skip up to, if you don't mind, unless there's something you really have a hankering to talk to me about, which is fine too. We could be tangential Trudies about it.
All right.
And go topic to topic. But I feel like really significantly, when you went on Last Comic Standing, I feel that in your life, you just fully stepped into, I am now a professional, like period, full stop. I don't need to go back to whatever day job I had. Is that true or not? Is that kind of when it took a turn?
Oh, for sure. It was my first professional gig.
Right.
And the first time where like I was on TV, really. and where I thought, oh my gosh, I love this, and I think I might be able to get to do this for a living. And that's when I started touring after that.
Now, do you write every day? Are you really disciplined about your act and your? Okay. Oh my God, I love you more. I love you so much more right now. No?
I need to be. Mindy,
but
it's hard. It feels like homework sometimes.
yeah, of course it does. That's like learning lines for me. Sometimes
Yeah.
I am such a procrastinator. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's because I do a lot of different writing. One thing I don't think a lot of people know about me is, well, they didn't. A lot of people don't know I was a journalist for 7 years, and then I wrote on. Even though I was on Chelsea's show, I was a writer, a full-time writer on her show for another 3 years, and then I write script like movies and TV shows, and it's something I don't think a lot of people know. So I'm like a kind of a closeted writer. And so yeah, I've sold 2 movies to Amblin. I've sold 2 scripted sitcoms. One I got to, both right to ABC. One I got to shoot. So far,
That's awesome.
So far, the movies haven't gotten made, but they're a couple are really close, and I keep crossing my fingers because I'd love to be able to show people that side of me, that writer actor side. But so usually writing is a very much a part of my life. If I'm not writing stand-up, I'm writing some sort of script or something. And so sometimes I just want to shut my computer and be like, no, writing.
Right. But you are, I mean, to do all that though, you are prolific. I mean,
not prolific, but at least like I've done a lot of it. And I hope to get to, the goal is to try to get to the point where I can get more stuff made. And so it's nice that I have the skill, but now it's like I hope to get to take it to the next level because, it's so hard to get anything made in this town, and they're always like wanting somebody that moves the needle, and you're like, what else do I have to do to move the needle?
I know it.
So for me, I think the thing I can control, because I can't control the business, as you know, it's its own beast.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can control my stand-up. I can control my.
So how much post-pandemic and even pre-pandemic, because I mean we can't really even talk about the last 18 months with any kind of normalcy,
Right.
but how many dates a year are you on how many days are you on the road per year with comedy?
It varies, like
Because you work a lot, girlfriend.
I do a lot. I've been touring for 11 years.
Right.
But it was never like a specific tour, like, oh, here's my tour, up until I just launched a big tour, and this is the first time I've been
what's
like,
it called?
It's called Too Sweet, Too Salty. It's coming off the heels of my stand-up special, Sweet and Salty.
Yes.
Because this tour was supposed to start March 14th of last year.
Oh my word.
So this is like a take 2 kind of thing, and it's all new material. It's not the thing from the special. We just thought it was funny that coming off the heels of that, like, let's try this again.
Yes.
So it's my first big theater tour, so this is a big thing I'm really proud of.
Where are you playing in LA so I can buy my tickets?
I haven't
same here.
booked it yet, but I will let you know.
Yes, you will.
It probably won't be
Please.
till 2022.
Okay.
We're starting in September, and I got to build my setup. So right now, my writing is focused on what do I want to say, what jokes do I want to tell, what stories do I want to tell, and it's just like, what's gonna make people want to sit there and listen to me for an hour, And that's the challenge. Is like, how do you go from your special and make it better than that? What is the thing to talk about? So I'm always racking my brain trying to come up with stuff.
I just think it's the hardest job outside. I always say of a soap opera where people have to learn 40 pages of dialogue a day.
Oh, yeah.
So that aside, I do think stand up is just the hardest as far as just courage needed and stamina and perseverance and creativity. Hello.
Yeah. I mean, if the writing for me, the performance part is like, oh, that's the easy breezy, beautiful.
Yes.
It's the creating the set that is, you hone it and hone it and hone it. So for my Sweet and Salty special, I was on the road. I prepped that for 2.5 years.
Wow.
And so now that I've done that, I've learned a lot. And I don't think this one I hope won't take as long, because I feel like I've been able to trim some of the fat and cut to like what I need to do. And I hope to get a special out sooner than what that one took me.
Yes. Yes, we want it. I just can say, like, we want it.
Good.
So
Thank you.
do you just tell your representation, like, no film or TV gigs while I'm on? I mean, they obviously have your dates. I know that, but you seem to have been able, especially in the last 6-7 years, been able to really weave, your television and film career and ascend in a great way.
Well, thank you. It kind of, in a weird way, like worked itself out.
Does it feed each other, or?
Yeah, it was the Netflix special especially did. I definitely could see a big difference in that, because it's a worldwide thing, and like finally people, with stand-up, it's like, oh, we can see exactly who you are for a whole hour. And whereas with my acting, I tend to play the friend or the person that pops in, the office worker. So people enjoy that, I love it. But they don't see me. I'm not like the main focal point, or so my stand-up's like, oh, this is the one place people get to be with me for a whole hour, or my half-hour special. But I found that with acting, it's like sometimes I'll be really, really busy and filming a lot, and so then my stand-up kind of goes a little bit to the wayside. And then like the acting will be like, there's no auditions, I'm not filming anything. It's just kind of part of the cycle. And then my stand-up comes to the forefront. So I was able to really focus on my sweet and salty set, because acting, I had just finished Mindy project, and I'd done another thing, but it was kind of taking a dip. And so that came up, and then I filmed that, and then acting came back up again. So it's always like kind of yo-yoing.
Yeah. And I wanted to know whether it was the special, or I just do have, and rarely, Christian, you can attest to this, do I talk about someone's social media, but you have curated such and I mean that it's totally positive when I say, I realized when curated came out of my mouth, right. That's a thing to say, Mindy. Wait a minute. No, but what I meant is, it is wildly entertaining, but also very revealing in such a beautiful way. I mean, obviously I think I know you, and I have never met you before.
I love that.
I'm just saying, has that helped you in every way, becoming kind of a personality for your stand-up, but also just notoriety?
I think it's like it's a combo of like being on things, and then also having that, I think people know to come to like Instagram or Facebook or wherever it is, that they'll get to interact with me. Not that I can respond to everybody, I don't check comments all the time, but they know that they're gonna see me. I try to keep my page and I'll go a couple of days sometimes without posting. I don't let it consume my life, but I want to make it a place that's fun. And so I'll try to post videos that will make people laugh, because instead of just always being like, come to my show, if you're like, we don't care about that. I'm like, I want people to be able to come there and feel some joy for a little bit,
I feel joy.
Oh, good. And then whenever I also just try to be real. I feel like a lot of social media is people talk about this, putting their best foot forward and showing off and look how great everything is. And sometimes I try to, and not that I don't do that from time to time, but I try to be more like, I'm a real person, you're a real person. Like kind of
indeed
thing.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the podcast too, but also I am an Instagram hoe. And why I say that is, as my Granny Rose would say, I'm not on the Facebook. And so, I picked one, and it was Instagram, because I love pictures and I love storytelling. And I love that I feel like I can share parts of my life, but I also am a really private person, so I don't share a heck of a lot. But it is, when I say curated in regard to myself, I don't necessarily just show the best, but I do want people to just have a smile or a tickle. That's what I use it for. Let me put it that way. Yeah. And I do have to say, it's been very instrumental in the last couple of years of getting me in the rooms or booking a job.
That's amazing. Yeah,
it is amazing. So and someone had told me that this is the tool you need, like, get on it.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of amazing.
Sometimes I forget. I forget that like industry people, all look at that
Also
stuff.
use it.
So like sometimes my wife will be like, "Why did you post that picture?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's dumb," and you kind of forget people are watching or like paying attention. And my brain is very silly. I'm always kind of silly leaning, and so I don't think about looking cool or trying to be cool. I'm just like, this is a dumb photo of myself. I'm gonna post it. I'm in spandex. I'm a grown woman in spandex.
Yes, that's post-worthy. Gosh darn it.
But then I also am like, if occasionally, and I don't do this often, if I'm like during the pandemic, I was like, I'm sad today.
Yes.
And not, you don't post it to be like, I need your pity. It's just more of like, I don't want to have to pretend today kind of thing,
Yes. I still have not mastered the Instagram live. Like, I'm not good at that part of it.
Yeah, same.
Because I think, truthfully, I am a bit of an introvert and I'm very shy. So, but I have the face that does not say that. My face says, "Come talk to me." I'm interested, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Again, genetics. Darn it. So I think people don't know that about me, that I actually I thrive in this group of like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I am a master of my domain, but put me in a group, and I become a wallflower a little bit.
I hang out at the snack tables.
Yeah.
At parties, for real.
I relate.
If anyone's told you that they've seen me at a party in the last 10 years, they probably like, and Fortune was by the snacks.
I relate. Yes. What did you guys binge on? Anything that you became a fan of while you were hunker downing?
Oh my gosh. I feel like we watched everything and
everything.
Nothing.
Were you one of those people that watched everything and can't remember
everything
anything?
on Netflix?
Yes, pretty much everything that came out we were watching and we were consuming. Early on I remember being so moved early on by the documentary on Netflix. It's the two older lesbians that had been in a relationship for 60 years and or 70 years and had to, what is the name of that? Oh my God.
And the one woman, the one partner died.
Yeah, and she played on the women's baseball league that the League of Their Own was based on, and
but now I'm remembering it. I was thinking of something else. Now I remember that they moved together into they closed down their apartment that they lived in forever.
Yes.
I saw it too. Oh my gosh! Yes,
that still sticks with me because it was early on in the pandemic. I know. I was trying to see if I could.
I'm trying to pull it up myself because I can't recall.
Was a something love.
Yes, and I wonder if League was in the title because I remember her being a part of the female baseball.
Is it A Secret Love?
A Secret Love.
A Secret Love. That was it.
So
they had to be, because in the day they couldn't be, out and loud and proud.
Yes,
but it was such a true love story.
It I cried at how beautiful that love story was. So that has stayed with me since then. So if you haven't watched it, it is a must watch. Gosh, what else?
Fortune, do you typically cry when you watch movies? Are you like a crier by nature? Or is that you were just so moved you couldn't help yourself?
Well, I'm not a crier by nature, but I am a Cancer, so I can be sensitive. So I definitely emote when
can be,
in those instances. I don't if I get my feelings hurt, I'm not crying. But
okay, are you mocking? Because I happen to be a crier. Okay, so wait a minute.
I didn't know.
Take you out back and beat you up.
Yeah, but she's joking because she's a happy crier. I'm
happy. I mostly cry out of joy. I have a proper weep almost every day, usually out of something happy.
I love it. I probably cry more for beautiful, deep things than I do sad things.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And for whatever reason, I can't think of any other thing that I watched.
It's all a blur. I know. What's so funny? I'm gonna be a little bitchy right now, but I kind of can't help myself.
Please.
I just can't. It's so funny when a friend of mine has a new show and it's up on Netflix, and she was saying something like, thank you for making us number, whatever it was. And it was a high number.
Yeah.
And I just thought, it's because everybody's seen everything else. I mean, yes, it might be good, but truly, that is not a real number, blankety blank. I feel bad that I even think that, but I do think that. I mean, it's just, we've all seen everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean everyone's starved for content because we have sat in our homes on our couch just watch, and it's almost to the point where you're not even really taking it all in, you know what I mean? You're just kind of like next
junk food,
next
junk food. But, for sure.
I do like that What We Do in the Shadows. I've been watching that. It's so funny. It's on
he's so brilliant
right now.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, that one's been really
it's amazing.
Funny.
Yes.
I've finally been watching Schitt's Creek. I know I'm like so late to the party, but watching that.
I think you're as late as almost everybody else. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's one of those that really found a home, and I couldn't be happier for them. But yes, so I don't think that would have happened if not. Yeah. So what or who currently inspires you right now? Who are you just an uber fan of right now?
Gosh.
Is that a hard one? Sorry.
That is a hard one.
Is it just making your mind, think too hard?
Well, because
I don't want it to be that way.
Because weirdly enough, this is so weird being a stand-up to say this. I don't watch a lot of stand-up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. I never did growing up either. Like my big influences were like SNL, like, the Adam Sandler days and the Molly Shannon days and Will Ferrell. I always loved those really the people that played big silly characters. I always gravitated towards them. Kristen Wiig. So I'm always a fan of people like that who are just making funny stuff because it makes them laugh, Yeah.
Yes.
And I appreciate when, as people get more successful, that the ones that still want to do comedy and be silly, I appreciate that.
Yes, instead of becoming these actors.
Yeah.
And
I love the Bridesmaids movie. I thought it was so funny. So all the women from that, I'm such a fan of. I'm a big fan of women in general, women comedians, women actors. Mm-hmm. I root for a lot of them. And love I love ensemble women anything.
Same.
And I want more of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's almost
we need more.
like you have one funny woman led movie and they're like, oh my God, wow, look, that did good. We'll make another one in 5 years.
Right. 5 years. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you guys get back to North Carolina much? Did you go back during the pandemic year at all?
Yeah, I in normal times I'd go about 3 times a year. Mm-hmm. I went in October. It was when things had really dipped at the time. It was before the big uptick, and I thought, this is a little risky, but I stayed away from my mom for a while. Like we were on opposite ends of the house, yelling at each other, in masks. But it was so nice just to go home and. I went for a week, and then we just got back from going, fully vaccinated. So it was like, oh, we can actually hug.
Celebratory, exactly.
Yeah, I felt, and my wife got to see her family for her mom. She hadn't seen in a year and a half, so that was really special. So we just like hunkered down. People were like, "Why aren't you answering my text?" I'm like, "I'm just trying to like." Have this, week and a half to just right now. Yeah.
Oh my God. Gone are the days where if you don't get back to someone in 24 hours, they start calling 911. It's like, no.
Yeah. I had someone text me on just like a day and a half ago and was like flipping out this morning. I was like, I'm gonna get back to you. Come on.
Oh, exactly. I'm about to go on a birthday trip, and on purpose, I want to go somewhere where there is not great reception.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine said, some people are going to lose their, when they can't get a hold of you, especially to wish you happy birthday. And I said, but it's my birthday.
Yeah, it's your day.
It's not. Yeah. So
I'm going to leave a message.
I'm doing it. Exactly. Beep. You remember that?
You should leave an outgoing message. I'll call you when I call you.
Yes. I think I think you just gave me a brilliant idea.
That's right.
Yeah,
No, I think that
do
sounds.
that.
Sometimes you need just a little. I think the pandemic
Unplug.
did that for me. Like, even though I'm pretty active on social media, it definitely got rid of that need to like share everything. Like before that, I was doing all the stories and like, we did this today, and here we're eating this, and here we go, and I just like, no, I kind of cut that stuff out and just was like, here's funny videos, but you don't really need to know that I ate a hamburger today, do you?
Some people do, but I feel you.
You can just assume I probably ate a hamburger.
I was gonna say, I'm just waiting till Fortune posts what she's eating today. Yeah. That's so great. Well, I cannot tell you how absolutely delighted I am. I truly am just so enamored with you. I can't even tell you. I just adore you so much without really knowing you. It's a little.
That means so much. I feel like I know you just because I've known you on my television forever.
That's not me though, right?
I know.
I'm just playing. I'm truly just playing. It's just because I'm totally embarrassed.
I know you're the shy one in the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm eating snacks beside you.
Thank you. And you know what? That's my love letter right there. I wanted a love letter from you and I just got it. I can't thank you enough for being on this episode, Fortune, truly. And I hope to meet you in person one day.
Same.
I definitely will be sitting in the audience, either in New York or LA for your next show. You know, I will be there 100%. I'm just telling you that now.
Please, I would be so honored. But we will meet. I know we will. So.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yes.
And hopefully work together. That would even be better.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for saying
me.
Thanks for saying yes to this and for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the very funny Fortune Feimster.
Yay! Oh my God. I'm obsessed.
I've mastered the side clap.
Oh my God.
This episode of Mondays with Mindy is brought to you in part by our sponsors, Beekman 1802 and the cocktail party, Love Mary. At Beekman 1802, we believe there's nothing more beautiful than kindness. We work hard every day to provide exceptional beauty products and cultivate moments of kindness to inspire our community of Beekman neighbors. Visit beekman1802.com or mondayswithmindy.com and discover our range of goat milk soaps, body care, and clinically proven skincare. Tired of cooking? Love fancy hors d'oeuvres but don't have any idea how to prepare? Look no further. The cocktail party, Love Mary, is here. For 15 years, New York's caterer to the stars and our pal Mary Giuliani has served her deliciously whimsical hors d'oeuvres to the best names in art, fashion, and entertainment. Now she's put them all in an adorable little box to send from her heart to your home. As Mary says, all you have to do is turn on your oven, pour yourself a drink, and enjoy more time with your guests. She'll take care of the rest. Go to marygiuliani.com or mondayswithmindy.com for more information and to order yours today.